Tyler said, how much of an impact do you believe weather will have on a team's performance after realignment? For example, the LA schools playing in the snow more often from Tempe, Arizona. I think it's going to have an impact. Again, this is so rare. I don't think people realize how rare it is that Big Ten teams play in the snow. Oh, that's crazy. I remember this game and this game and that game. I do too. I didn't say it never happens. I said it's rare. You got to understand, meteorologically, the overlap with the minimum baseline requirements to get snow and the college football season is only about a month long. It can only happen in November. So you got like 3 weeks in some places, maybe, where you could get snow. Extreme outliers notwithstanding. And even then, it has to line up. The game has to line up at exactly the time where it's snowing. And yeah, it happens every now and then, but it doesn't happen nearly as often as the more romanticized versions of Big Ten football when they're told would lead you to believe it does. So then you got to understand, it's going to be even more rare. It's going to have to be even more a perfect case or worst case scenario for UCLA to be playing in, let's say, Iowa City against Iowa in late November. Because what I don't know is how the travel situation is going to work out with the West Coast teams. I have no clue. I assume they'll be treated like everyone else, but I don't know that. But here's the other thing I just want to remind you of. You want to be anecdotal with me, I'll be anecdotal with you. I've been to LA 3 times in the past year. The last time was for the national title game, and it poured down rain. They told me it never rained in Southern California. They lied to me. So, of course, it was cold and windy then. But the last 2 other times I went out there would have been UCLA, USC, which was late November. It was freezing in the Rose Bowl. Everyone was wearing a jacket. Oh, it's nice. It's 70 degrees until the sun sets. So it was cold there that night. We were at Elite 11 in the middle of July, and I kid you not, the first and only time yours truly has gone to Lululemon was when I found myself ill-prepared for how cold it gets next to the ocean in Los Angeles, marine layer and all, even in July. So I've been freezing the last 2 times I went out there. So I know it's not exactly freezing. I know it's not exactly winter precipitation, but cold weather can happen more places than you think it can happen. These folks aren't just playing in 85-degree weather every week. But if you were to tell me, hey, Southern Cal, Lincoln Riley's offense this weekend is going to have to go to State College, Pennsylvania. High is going to be 28, 3 inches of snow accumulating during the game. Yes, it's going to have an impact. Yes, I'm not going to deny that. Producer Jesse took it upon himself to look up the average highs and lows on campuses in November. Average high in LA, 73. But what he wanted to point out is, if you look at the average low in LA in November, it's 53, which is not too dissimilar from what the average highs are in Madison, Minneapolis, Ames, East Lansing. In November, you may think, oh, the average temperatures are in the 20s. They're not. They're everywhere in the Big Ten. The coldest place in the Big Ten is Minneapolis, Minnesota, where the average high in November is 44 degrees. And take it from me, I'm an aspiring weatherman. So, yeah, it's going to happen. Someone's eventually going to find themselves in a situation where, Chip Kelly's in Madison, Wisconsin, and it's just snowing sideways. Yeah, they're screwed that day. They're screwed. It is what it is. If I were the Big Ten, I would value my product, and I would want a healthy balance of setting that up versus being able to see the Buckeyes play in LA the 3rd week of November. Because those TV executives, yeah, they love the spectacle of snow, but they know a more entertaining product is going to be on the field the warmer it is. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that is the way those kind of folks think. I know, because I'm in meetings with them every week. I know how they think. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't leave yet. Don't leave yet. Make sure you like the video, and please subscribe to the channel. Not just for me, that's how we keep this entire thing free.